With Sean Combs set to appear in court tomorrow, tension in the music world has hit a fever pitch. Just one day before the trial, attention has sharply refocused on Justin Bieber's early years in the industry after resurfaced statements and past commentary ignited intense online debate. Social media speculation is questioning how Bieber was introduced to powerful figures at such a young age, and whether the environments he was exposed to were truly appropriate. Industry heavyweights like Usher Raymond, L.A. Reid, and Clive Davis, long associated with Bieber's rise, have been pulled into the conversation, though none face accusations in court. Meanwhile, rumors swirl around Bieber's well-documented struggles with mental health and substance use, with some observers connecting them to the pressures and trauma of early fame. Adding to the uncertainty, unconfirmed reports suggest Bieber could be called as a witness, intensifying speculation that the industry's handling of young talent may soon be exposed in ways the public has never seen. The stakes are high, the questions are urgent, and the coming days could reshape how we view fame, power, and accountability.
I'm begging you, Robert.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
He got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
I'm good. All right, young brother, everything's good. Selling out arenas and everything. Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
What do you care about, guys? It's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
What's up, man? Justin, you good? I'm good. How about you? Everything's solid on my end. Life's moving fast, selling out arenas, touring nonstop, but I've noticed you've been acting a little different lately. You don't call anymore, and we don't hang out like we used to. I tried reaching out through your business partners and your team, but I never got your direct number. Never a real way to connect one dash on dash one as, oh yeah, this is me finally getting that direct line. No middlemen. Next. Just us.
I was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. Rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one? And he was like, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
Justin Bieber was just 13 when his debut single, One Time, exploded on YouTube, instantly turning him into an internet sensation. At that stage, he was raw talent with massive potential, capturing the attention of the music world. That's when Usher Raymond stepped in, recognizing what others were only beginning to see. Usher's label, LaFace Records, and executive L.A. Reid quickly moved to sign Bieber, placing him under Usher's mentorship. With Usher's guidance and powerful industry connections, including Sean Combs, Justin's life and career were catapulted into a world far bigger, faster, and more intense than anyone could have imagined.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Long-standing industry rumors suggest that Sean Combs wanted to sign Justin Bieber, but was cautious about the optics of being directly linked to a young teenage star. According to these accounts, Usher Raymond became the intermediary, giving Diddy access while keeping the public spotlight off him. Many insiders believe Usher understood exactly how this arrangement would play out, seeing echoes of a disturbing cycle from his own past. Years earlier, when Usher was just 13, his mother had placed him under Diddy's guidance, a period he has described as deeply troubling, with allegations that he was exposed to inappropriate environments and experiences. What makes this even more unsettling is the claim that numerous industry figures and people close to Diddy were allegedly aware of what was happening, yet chose to look the other way rather than intervene.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat with Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
According to widespread allegations and long-standing industry claims, when Justin Bieber came under Sean Combs' influence, critics argue that history seemed to repeat itself. The same dangerous patterns, power, silence, and unchecked control allegedly resurfaced, allowing a troubling cycle of exploitation to continue. What makes this most disturbing, they say, is how the system appeared to produce victims while those in positions of power remained insulated. Proven or not, these accusations have fueled a growing perception that the music industry once again failed to break a cycle it already knew all too well.
You get career. Do you know Raymond Usher IV?
No.
Do you know an individual, an entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's going to let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory. Is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting your career?
That was the last question.
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
The Bieber is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do. One element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly, okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him, being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. But then there's a footnote in the filing, right? Because the names are redacted. And in the footnote, it reads that regarding the R&B singer that Diddy allegedly slept with, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. So this let people know that very clearly the name that was redacted had to have been Usher, because it was Usher who recently performed at the Super Bowl, and it was Usher at the time of this filing who had just had a very successful Vegas residency.
Justin Bieber would later allege in legal proceedings that his connection with Usher Raymond ultimately harmed his career rather than helped it. According to those claims, Usher leveraged Justin's meteoric rise to sustain his own relevance, even bringing him onto major stages like the Super Bowl as part of that strategy. Over time, Justin appeared to completely distance himself, unfollowing Usher and cutting ties with the mentor once credited for launching his career. The shift signaled more than just a falling out. It marked a decisive break from a relationship that had once defined the earliest chapter of his rise to fame.
I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did. No matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that?
He's coming back out and it's all of a sudden. I'm scared that security will pull out. I'll fucking run it. Alright,
I do feel bad sorry for him. We're all trying to bombard. Oh my God, I thought he talked to me.
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their silence on recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives alive.
In the aftermath of these allegations, some commentators and online narratives have suggested that Justin Bieber was left deeply affected, later struggling with substance use and emotional distress. In recent months, fans have circulated clips of him appearing withdrawn and noticeably thinner during performances, including moments where he seems emotional on stage as Hailey Bieber comforts him. Supporters have questioned his condition, but no verified explanation has been provided. At the same time, Terrence Howard has publicly claimed that both Justin and Usher Raymond experienced abuse, suggesting lasting psychological effects. However, these statements remain allegations, not proven facts, and neither artist has publicly confirmed such claims in that form.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Concerns about the safety of young artists in the industry came into sharp focus during an emotional Apple TV Plus interview, where Justin Bieber opened up about feeling used and unsupported at a critical point in his life. He spoke about how the adults around him, parents, mentors, and even close associates, failed to protect him, leaving him isolated as he navigated sudden fame. In that same conversation, Justin expressed a strong sense of responsibility toward Billie Eilish, saying he recognized warning signs and feared she could face similar pressures. For many viewers, it felt like a deeply personal reflection, not just of what he experienced, but of what he wished someone had done for him. Step in early, break the pattern, and protect the next generation before it's too late.
Well, considering that the is selling his own God evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder? Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
Some commentators and online theories suggest that Justin Bieber's long silence may have been driven by fear rather than consent. According to these unproven allegations, Sean Combs is claimed to possess compromising material that could implicate others, including alleged recordings tied to abuse involving minors. These narratives argue that individuals may have been manipulated or coerced, sometimes under the influence, creating leverage that could later be used as blackmail. Supporters of this theory believe that such alleged leverage may explain why Justin remained quiet for so long. However, it's critical to emphasize that these claims remain speculative and unverified. None of these allegations have been proven in court, and they should be treated with caution until supported by credible evidence.
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that.
You know I got believe.
Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, like, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. Like, I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. Like, he's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, like, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you guys.
Some observers have gone even further, suggesting that Justin Bieber may have hinted at personal experiences through his music. When he released Yummy, fans and commentators began interpreting certain lyrics and visuals as symbolic rather than literal. One moment in particular, where partygoers suddenly appear dressed in all white, sparked widespread speculation, with some linking it to so-called white parties, often associated with elite industry circles. These interpretations frame the video as possible coded commentary on exploitation within the music world. However, it's crucial to emphasize that this reading remains entirely speculative. Neither Justin Bieber nor anyone involved in the production has confirmed that Yummy was intended to reference abuse or any specific individuals.
You see now you pressing Bieber.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was low.
That was weird.
That was crazy.
That was weird.
They did not run through Bieber at that
Still
point.
was pressing him like, why you not answering your phone? Like, yo.
Yeah. Like, I don't got a video of me f***ing you. He wasn't answering for a reason.
He was like, I don't ever want
last time.
Because you did things to me.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like, there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
50 Cent has also weighed in on the growing controversy surrounding Sean Combs and Justin Bieber, further intensifying the conversation. According to 50 Cent, it's not a question of if wrongdoing occurred, but when it would eventually come to light, echoing what he claims has long been believed within parts of Hollywood. He has even suggested that Diddy had been signaling or hinting at his behavior for years, dating back to the early 2000s. However, it's important to keep perspective. These statements are allegations and personal opinions, not established facts. They reflect the growing scrutiny surrounding Diddy's past, but they do not constitute confirmed legal findings or proven claims.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing."
When all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your cock or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he
Yeah.
has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher, is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man. Come on.
Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad. Yeah. Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful place.
Critics argue that Sean Combs wasn't operating in isolation, pointing to Usher Raymond as someone closely aligned with him during key moments. According to these claims, Usher allegedly dismissed concerns raised by Justin Bieber and failed to take them seriously. When Justin's private photos were leaked and circulated online, some commentators highlighted interviews and clips where adults appeared to treat the situation casually, something many viewers found deeply unsettling given his age at the time. For critics, these moments point to a broader industry issue, where influence and reputation may have taken priority over protecting young artists. They argue that accountability shouldn't focus on just one individual, but on an entire system that may have allowed harm to go unchecked. At the same time, it's important to note that these claims remain allegations and interpretations, not confirmed legal findings.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher. When Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kids say after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day.
These rumors didn't emerge in a vacuum. According to critics and insiders who have spoken publicly, individuals close to Sean Combs, including former associates, bodyguards, and other industry figures, were allegedly aware of troubling behavior, but failed to intervene. Gene Deal, a former associate who has frequently commented on the situation, has suggested that where there's smoke, there's fire, implying that the persistent rumors involving Justin Bieber and Usher Raymond may be rooted in real experiences witnessed within Diddy's circle. Still, It's important to draw a clear line. These statements remain allegations and personal commentary, not proven facts. What they do reflect, however, is a growing perception that silence and possible complicity within powerful circles may have allowed harmful situations to go unchallenged.
At that moment, he does not have mens rea because he is operating completely outside of himself because of his sheer grief and the horror that he was just subjected to, that his mind has snapped, and he's not responsible at that moment for having the kind of logic you would have. Make sense? And they're saying, basically, because of drugs, Diddy was so out of his mind, apparently for a number of years, over 64,000 victims by some counts, right? Allegedly, right? That he wasn't able to do it. Pat's right. You know what this is? This is a Hollywood script they're trying to write. This is, you know what this is, Pat? This is a Hail Mary against the wind in a snowstorm in Buffalo. That's what this is. And it's being called out by newspapers that are like, and the headline should be this, Pat, is that the best you got?
Yeah.
That's your alibi? Yeah. That for a period of years, apparently he had no marbles.
Yeah.
You want us to believe that?
Well, he had some marbles, but they weren't.
And I think even the best, even the best lawyers, best defense lawyers in the world have a hard time putting a defense up when the evidence becomes so compelling and the stack gets higher. And I think that's what, I suspect that's what's happening here. When they have to go to the point that say, oh, he was completely out of his mind doing drugs. Really? Which ones? The ones he supposedly committed in New York? The ones he supposedly committed at the BMA Awards? The ones he supposedly committed in LA? Which ones are we talking about?
As pressure intensifies, critics claim that Sean Combs' legal team may be leaning on a last-ditch strategy, framing him as too impaired to fully understand his actions. Observers interpret this as a sign of mounting difficulty in defending the case, though such characterizations remain speculative and part of public debate rather than confirmed legal positioning. The situation escalated significantly when Cassie Ventura came forward. As someone who was reportedly close to Diddy for years, her perspective has been widely framed by commentators as a turning point, one that could potentially bring new scrutiny to events long shielded by influence and silence. Still, it's important to note that interpretations surrounding her role and impact continue to be discussed publicly and are not, in themselves, final legal conclusions.
All right, Cassie, she plans to testify against Diddy at the trial, and she's going to use her name. So a lot of the women who have accused Diddy are anonymous. They're Jane Doe or Victim 1.
Or John Does.
Or John Does. But Cassie allegedly, apparently, is going to take the stand and talk about her. Obviously, that tape of him beating her up at the hotel is what set off this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, this has just made it matters so bad for Diddy. So now that she is going to sit up there and like look him square in the eyes and talk about her side of the story, that's not great for Diddy, obviously.
No, and like I think also Cassie is a celebrity, right? Like millennials know who she was or is. She had like a booming career back in the day. So I think it also adds some extra zhuzh when you have like a well-known public figure coming forward.
Trusted public figure.
Trusted and beloved too.
Yeah.
So I think that also will hurt him. She, of course, became public. All of this went public when that video came out from CNN. So it's been revealed who she is already. And now she is not looking to conceal her name. She wants to, put it all out on the table. And yeah, yikes, it could be really bad.
Cassie Ventura is expected to testify under her real name in the upcoming federal trial involving Sean Combs and is being described as a key witness for the prosecution. In prior legal filings, she has accused him of sex trafficking, physical abuse, and a decade-long pattern of control and violence. Allegations he has firmly denied. The case has drawn intense national attention, especially after a judge ruled that surveillance footage, alleged to show an incident involving Diddy and Cassie in a hotel hallway, will be admissible as evidence. However, it's crucial to emphasize that these claims have not yet been adjudicated. The trial itself will determine the facts, as both sides present their evidence under legal scrutiny.
Now, Deshaun Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege. This latest challenge to his case comes 3 months before trial, and as Combs loses one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico says under no circumstances can he continue to represent Combs. He offered no details about that decision, Robin.
Okay. All right, thanks to you, Aaron.
Supporters of the prosecution argue that Diddy's legal maneuvers reveal just how much he may fear what could emerge in court. His attorneys have aggressively challenged the search warrants used to raid his homes in Los Angeles and Miami, claiming the actions were unconstitutional. According to the defense, the warrants were overly broad, and they are now seeking to have all evidence seized by federal agents excluded from the trial. Critics interpret this as an effort to suppress potentially damaging material before it can be presented, while the defense frames it as a necessary step to safeguard constitutional rights, highlighting the tension between legal strategy and public perception.